The following is a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio.
Good morning, happy Turkey Eve. It's already Tuesday. Hope you got big plans for the holidays, the unofficial kickoff, of course, the Christmas season. Super excited around here, and I hope you have a fantastic time, and I hope you have a lot of plans for the holiday season and Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. Something is a little bit of a disconnect. I read a lot of things. I do a lot of show prep in the morning. I like to spend a couple hours getting on different sites from around this country and certainly around the Birmingham area where Tony Kurre Radio is. And it sounds like we're all hurting pretty bad. Inflation, obviously, people are talking about how turkeys are up like 167%. Gasoline prices are $1 more than they were a year ago, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm seeing where people are spending like $4,000 or $5,000 on Taylor Swift tickets. Am I missing something here? There's a lot of people out there that have a hard time, and I hear this all the time, about paying their bills, about paying their mortgages, about keeping the lights on, about coming up with money for Christmas, about whether they're going to have food on the table for Thanksgiving and all these different things. And I'm listening to Kip Kiefer yesterday. He does a show on the Tony Kurre Radio podcast, TKR, called Need to Know. It's a great show. And he's sitting there talking about what's happening here. We got people spending hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars, Sam Russian, good morning to you, on Taylor Swift tickets, and they're online crying because they can't afford Taylor Swift tickets, but there was some little 16-year-old girl that took all of her savings to buy Taylor Swift tickets yesterday. They were $2,500 a piece. And I'm like, sometimes we just don't get what we want. Al Cooper, good morning to you. Sometimes we just don't get what we want, and we got to cut corners. We have to cut cost. When I went through my growing pains here with Tony Kurre Radio, I had to cut employees. I had to cut health care costs. I had to cut different things. I didn't get everything I wanted to do. I'm driving a 12-year-old minivan, and the door handles are broken off, but it still runs, right? My point being, I guess, is, I'm hearing two sides here. I'm hearing that we're really, really hurting, and it's really, really tough out there, and I believe that. And then I see people that are willing to go get a second job, which they probably should anyway, to make sure they can go to a Taylor Swift concert. And I'm like, what? I mean, we all don't need it right now, okay? There's some things out there that we can wait on. Speaking of money, though, I think this is interesting. And I saw this survey that came out yesterday. What percentage of Americans drop 20% tips on their meals? Last year, it was 56%, which really sounds high to me. I always felt like 15%, if they do a decent job, they're doing their job. If they get my food in a timely manner, it's hot, and they're kind of friendly. And then if they went up above a little of that and said, Mr. Kurre, how you doing today? How's the family? Blah, blah, blah. And they actually had a little bit of a conversation. And I watch my servers. I've been in the service industry my entire life. I worked in bars. I know bartenders don't make squat. They get $2.17 an hour plus tips. I understand it. I know how important tips are. I've always been a good tipper, even for people that aren't very good at their jobs. And I will say, listen, you would have gotten more here if you had done this. Sometimes just coming up to my table and smiling and saying, are you having a good day? And getting my order right is enough for me. And it's unfortunate because I think we're at a point now where if we just get our food within 5 minutes, we think that's good service. And that's just not the way it is. And I realize the service industry is hurting for good people to work. They work one place for 7 days and they go across the street to make $2 more an hour. I get that. But that number has gone from 56% to 43%, which I'm fine with. And now a lot of people are saying, I'm just not tipping anymore at all. I don't think that's right. I think you need to tip. I think you need to make sure you tip accordingly. But I also believe that you need to make sure you take care of your server because a lot of ways that's the only money they're making. A lot of servers don't even go in to get their paychecks because they're so small. They're like $50, $60 a week. All they work is off of tips. The problem I have is there are so many people out there, and I'm telling you right now is the time to be a server. And I'll tell you why. If you are nice, if you make eye contact, if you smile, and you're lousy at what you're doing, even tell me it's my first day or I just started. I'm sorry, I'm not sure where to go here. I get it. I'm totally cool with that. You don't have to explain your situation to me because I'm coming in to have dinner with my family. But if you are just nice, you're going to get 20%. I know there's outliers and there's cheap asses out there, and they come in with a group of 10 people and they don't tip you worth shit. I get that. I understand that happens, and it's unfortunate, and that's not fair to you. But if you don't do a great job and you're not friendly and you're not working your ass off, then the possibility of getting 20% is out the door, period. No one's going to give you 20% if you're not doing your job, if you're not being a good server. Just be friendly. I know it's hard. It's hard to walk around with a tray of 8, 6, 7 glasses, and you got 15 tables, and there's no one working your side of the. I get it. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings the other night, and the guy was super nice. Super nice. We had a conversation. I was like, okay, and then all of a sudden I couldn't find him for 30 minutes. I'm like, I was ready to go. I was with my hand up there going, I want my check. And I still gave him 20% because for the most part, he was a pretty good guy. And I think he had to go poop or something. I think he had to go to the bathroom or whatever. But my point being is if you are in the service industry right now, because I see some servers that are killing it, that are making a lot of money every single week just because they're nice, just because they're interested in your day, just because they get your order right. And I also understand that if food comes out cold, it's on the server. If the food comes out and it's not particularly hot, or maybe there's a lot of things working together. But anyway, I just want to let you know if you're in the service industry, and I know there's 100 million out there, I will give you 20%. I don't mind giving you 25%. I went to Waffle House yesterday to get a cup of coffee. They know me in there. They're like, Mr. Kurre, you don't need a cup of coffee. And they wouldn't let me pay for it. And I left $5 for a cup of coffee because I feel like, hey, listen, they need to do this for other people. It was very, very nice. So if you're in the service industry, man, put your head down and be nice to people. Be nice to people. I keep an eye on you. If I see you sitting down, if I see you on your phone, if I don't see you bussing going table to table to table and trying to help people out, if you walk past my empty glass, you ain't getting 20%. That's part of the deal. But I want to tip you. I want to give you a good tip. So help it out. Speaking of good tip, go see Al Cooper. What does it say? 15 to 20% to eat at a service restaurant. You cook at home. I'll probably give you 25%. Listen, think about it too. 20%? Shit. I mean, I'm driving. It's hard not to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and drop $100. I drop $100 every time I go there. It's another $20. But I'm willing to do it if the service is good. And I think what's happening is a lot of people in the service industry have been duped for so long and they don't get good tips. It's because you're not doing your job. And if you're not doing your job, then all of a sudden you're thinking, why should I work so hard? I'm not going to get tipped anyway. Well, you sure as hell ain't going to get tipped that way. You have to have a good attitude. If you're getting in the service industry, go get it. I know some servers who have been serving since they were 18 and they're in their 40s. You know why? Because they're making $100,000 a year because they're good at what they do. They stay at one place. They tell people, hey, when you come back, come see me. Sit in my section. Ask for Joe's section. And they go back and they'll walk in and go, I'll wait a few minutes until Joe's section opens up. Those people are going to tip you. They're going to drop you 50s and 20s. And I mean, they're just going to slide stuff in your back pocket. So do a good job. I got a friend of mine that started serving when he was 18 years old on an Applebee's in Cincinnati. He moved down here to Birmingham. I just saw him a couple of days ago. He's 42 years old, and he's still working in the Applebee's industry. He's not a manager. He's like, I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to be a cook chef. I don't want to be that stuff. I'm a server, and I'm making $100,000 a year by bussing tables, and he enjoys it. He gets a chance to be a social butterfly. He goes from table to table. He's talking to people. It's great. Speaking of great tips, so go check out my good friend Al Cooper. I've been talking to him. Tipping's not a city in China. That's why I don't like reading these things when I'm doing Facebook Live. Go check out CoosaValleyAutoSale.com, one of my great sponsors. I talk about all my great sponsors, Southern Precision Staffing, which brings you Livewire Wednesday every Wednesday night. I hope that Kai Gregory gets over the flu. I know he's got the flu. Workplay is fantastic, Tommy Williams. Driscoll Gray, John Gray is a good friend of mine. Budweiser's been with me for years. They're fantastic. I love them. When in Rome with Stuart Rome, the Birmingham... The Woodhouse Day Spa, man, I am going to get me a massage next week. I cannot wait. They have a 6-for-5 deal where you buy 5 packages, you get the 6th one for free. It could save you hundreds of dollars. They also have a special deal where if you spend $350 over the holiday season at Woodhouse Day Spa, you're going to get a free throw that is the length of me. It's like 7 feet long, super soft, comes in free. You can give that away as a gift. It's the Woodhouse Day Spa, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. We've got Chris Dorse's State Farm team. He's been with me for years. He does fantastic work. We have some brand new shows coming up with Seth Smith that I'm super excited about. And then Coosa Valley Auto Sale, one of my newest clients. They came on board a few months ago. CoosaValleyAutoSale.com, CoosaValleyAutoSale.com. I know a lot of people getting ready for the holidays, but now's the time that Al Cooper Brad Porch's guys up there, they're ready to do some wheeling and dealing. They do customer co-ops. So they're going to tell you exactly what they're going to pay for your car. They're going to tell you exactly what you're going to pay for a new car. You know, you can cut through the crap. They don't check with their manager, that bullshit. You check with Al Cooper. He's right there at the table. You're in and out. And they usually have 40 to 50 vehicles in the lot. And if you see something at CoosaValleyAutoSale.com where there's no picture, it's because the car's already gone. They're usually on there for about 36 to 48 hours, and they're gone. That's how good they are. It's a great customer co-op. You'll feel like you're part of the family, part of the business there at CoosaValleyAutoSales.com. So check them out. They do wonderful work. All right. I am going to get after it here. I'm going to try to get all my work done today and tomorrow so I can actually eat me some bird on Thursday. I may go to Cracker Barrel. I may go Golden Corral. One of my favorite Thanksgivings I ever had was a Golden Corral. Just like a Christmas story, I just go out to a Chinese restaurant and get after it. Have a fantastic day. Have a blessed day, and we will talk to you later.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio.